And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another production here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We're here in Waller, Texas for a matchup between the Waller Bulldogs and the Cypress Woods Wildcats. Wildcats won the opening toss, so they're working. Get a quick three right here, and it is good and one. So we'll get a chance for the 4-point play. Making that three-pointer for the Wildcats, number 20, Julius Umuge, the 6'4" freshman. Starters out for the Wildcats, Umuge, number 20, number 3, Jeremiah Luke. As Umuge misses a chance for the 4-point play, number 23, Aqua, and number 1, Katie Layton. Now dribbling the ball was number 21, Landers. He kicked it out to David Brown. Now has his quad. Kenning, he swings it over to number 10, Isaac Brown. Brown now swings it over to Stansel. Stansel kicks it back out to Quad. Quad spins, kicks it dish over to Landers. Pump fake by Brown. Now gets into the teeth of the defense. Get the layup to no good. Now gets his own rebound. And the layup is to good. So 3-2 is our score. Wildcats on top of the Bulldogs. Luke swings it over to Amugwe. Amugwe swings it back over to Luke. Luke swings it out to Layton for the three-point attempt. Is no good. Rebounded by the Bulldogs. Pushing the tempo is Kenny. Now get it just past half court. Behind the back. Loses the dribble momentarily, but able to size up the opponent. Now swings over to Stansel for a three-point contest, and it's good. 5-3 is our score. The Bulldogs on top. Bulldogs came in with a record of 7-14, 0-5 in district play. As for the Wildcats, came in with a record of 17-8, 1-4 in district play. As a three-point attempt is no good by Okwar for the Wildcats. So now pushing it up was Brown. Brown kicks it over to Stansel in the corner. Now Stansel gets inside the paint, gets the layup to fall. Was looking for the and one, but no call. 7-3 is our score. The Bulldogs on top. Walkwork kicks it over to Guido. Guido hesitation, gets it to the inside the defense and gets a pump fake and gets the mid-range to get a favorable bounce to make the score now 7-5. David Brown now gets the ball past half court, being guarded now by Layton. Just kicks it over to Stansel in the corner. Corner picks up his dribble. Now kicks it over to Card Kenny for the missed three. Rebounded by Landers. Gets a quick toss up, but no good. Pushing it now are the Wildcats. Wildcats swings it over to Gilliard for a 3-point attempt. No good, but rebounded by the Wildcats. Amugafuge swings it over to Luke for a 3-point attempt. Is no good. Rebounded by Kenny. Now Kenny swings it over to Brown. Brown now walking up, taking his time, being guarded by Layton. Swings it over to Landers. Landers pump fakes. Now swings it over to Brown. Brown thought about shooting, but pump fake. Swings it over to Layton for a 3-point attempt. It's no good. Long rebound. Tipped up by the Bulldogs, but in the hands of the Wildcats. The Wildcats have numbers 2-on-3. Now a 3-point attempt for Luke is no good. Rebounded by the Bulldogs. 4:55 to go here. Open pass to Landers. Landers tripped on his own feet. Try to fight for the ball. They're going to say he's going to stay down there on the Bulldogs side. So the Bulldogs will take it underneath their own basket. So out on the court for the Bulldogs, you have number 4, Robert Kenny, AK Quad. Number 10, Isaac Brown. Number 21, Brandon Landers. Number 33, Andre Stansel. And number 2, David Brown III. And the 3-point attempt from Isaac Brown is good to extend the Bulldogs' lead here now 10-5. The Bulldogs playing more man now here. Landers guarding. Number 10 is in the game. Gilliard for the Wildcats. Pump fake by the younger brother Gilliard is no good. Rebounded by the Bulldogs. Brown had to pick up his dribble. Now kicks it out to Stansel. Stansel thought about penetrating. Kicks it out to Brown. Brown is going to shoot a 3-point attempt. He's going to get stuck on the side of the rim. So it'll be possession to the Wildcats. Action's going to say they're going to go off the possession area. So the Bulldogs catch a break. 4:13 to go here in the first quarter. The Bulldogs leading by a score of 10-5. Brown swings it out to Landers at the top of the key now. Dribbling, penetrating, gets a fadeaway mid-range and fall no good. Long rebound, fight for it in the hands of the Wildcats. Luke now bringing the ball up for the Wildcats. Swings it over to number 11. Taylor swings it over to Gilliard. Gilliard swings it up to Luke in the corner. Luke swings it out. Back to Taylor. Taylor gets inside, takes a mid-range shot. Is no good. It's going to be a long fight for it. And Luke is going to just get this one and throw it off of Landers. So the Wildcats will retain possession. The Wildcats come in wearing the maroon with Woods across the chest. Bulldogs got a fight for it. Just couldn't come away with the steal, so it's going to stay side Woods basketball. Bulldogs wearing the white. The Waller across the chest. Maroon. Outlined in black. Stoppage in the play as the referee is wiping off the sweat off the basketball. Right now the Bulldogs line up in a 2-3 zone, trying to see if they can come away with a steal. High pass, but maintained by Luke. A long three-point attempt by Layton is a high bounce, long rebound in the possession for the Bulldogs. Kenny now bringing the ball up for the Bulldogs. Thought about crossing over, but now it's going to set up the offense. Swings it over to Stansel. Stansel had a shot. Pump face, get the defender to bite for it. Now there's a fight for the ball. Landers thought he came away from it, but now the Wildcats didn't have the number. You have it is number 10, Marcus Gillard. Is penetrating and gets fouled by. Oh, they're going to get that to. See who they foul and give that to. Thinking they're giving it to Robert Kinney on that one. But nevertheless, going to send Marcus Gilliard, 6'2" guard, to the free throw line. He misses the first attempt, so the Wildcats 0 of 2 of free throw attempts here in the first quarter. Second attempt is no good. Long fight for the rebound. Coming in possession is the Wildcats. So now the Wildcats going to try and see if they can get some more points out of here. A three-point attempt by Gillett. Doesn't take a favorable bounce rebound by the Bulldogs. Kenny now pushing the ball up. Gets it past half court at the top of the key. Gets inside. Kicks it out to Brown for the three-point attempt. And it is no good. Air ball rebounded by Kenny. Kenny kicks it out. Going to kick it out to Landers. Landers, triple threat. Had to pick up his dribble now. Swings it back out to Kenny. Kenny picked up his dribble. Swings it back over to Brown. Brown being double teamed. Swings it over to Kenny. Kenny swings it over to the corner for a three-point attempt. That's an air ball. Possession going to the Wildcats now. Gilliard gets inside the teeth of the defense. Is no good. Rebounded by the Stansel for the Bulldogs. So now Kenny's going to swing it over to Brown at the top of the key. Swings it over to Landers at the right wing. Swings it back to Brown. Brown trying to dribble, penetrate, get inside. Kicks it back out to Stansel. Stansel gives it over to Kenny. Kenny spins, gets inside the paint. He's going to try to kick it out to Brown at the right wing, but it's going to throw it out of bounds. So it's going to go possession to the Wildcats. 2:19 to go here in the first quarter. The Bulldogs lead by a score of 10-5 over the Sidewood Wildcats.
Number 22, George DeVayo.
Bulldogs back in the man. Layton has it for the Wildcats. Swings it over to Gilliard. Marcus Gilliard, that is. Rebounded by the Bulldogs. Missed three-point attempt by the Wildcats. So now the Bulldogs trying to push it. Is Landers gets the floater, but no good. Rebounded by the Wildcats. Now number 5, John. John swings it over to Gilliard. Gilliard swings it back to his brother Gilliard. As a three-point attempt. Katie Layton gets Brown to jump in the air to buy time to get the three-point attempt to fall to cut down the Bulldogs lead now 10-8, and the Bulldogs want to take a thing to talk things over. That's Quentin Morgan. So he'll take a timeout. 1:42 to go here in the first quarter. The Bulldogs leading by a score of 10-8. You are listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Reminding this game being brought to you by the Temple of Refuge Ministries, located in Prairie View, Texas, serving the community through faith and athletics. Landers inbounds the ball to Brown. Brown walking the ball past half court. Now swings it over to Brown at the left wing. He was in triple threat. Gets a defender to jump up in the air. Landers tried to make a jump pass in the air, but luckily the Bulldogs come away with it. So now on the court for the Bulldogs. Tried to make a cross-court pass, and that's a steal by the sidewalk Wildcats. So 10-10 is our score. Out on the floor for the Bulldogs, you have number 3, Jeremiah Soraya. Number 22, George DeBayou. As DeBayou had it inside the paint and double dribbled. So it's going to be a turnover for the Bulldogs. Adube was going to come out. Stansel will come in for him. So Brown, Stansel, Isaac Brown, Landers, and Soraya out on the court for the Bulldogs. For the Wildcats, you have 5. John Jerron gets it inside the paint, kicks it out to Marcus Gilliard for a 3-point attempt, and that's false. So the Wildcats are able to regain the lead. 13-10 is our score with 40 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Brown dribbling the ball, gets inside the paint, gets a floater to fall, no good. Rebounded by the Wildcats. Brown looking for a foul, but no call. So now the Wildcats trying to push it. Going to say there's going to be a foul on Landers. Didn't give Jerron opportunity to fall to catch that basketball. We'll say he pushed him, so it's going to stop the clock at 29.4 seconds. So the Wildcats are able to inbound the ball successfully. That is, Gilliard kicks it out to Jerron in the corner. He's going to dribble it back up to the top, kick it out to Gerald. Gerald swings it to Crawshaw, and they're going to miss layup attempt. So Soraya swings it over to Brown. There's no numbers for the Bulldogs. There's going to be a turnover with 5 seconds. The Wildcats get easy 2 points. So Marquise Gilliard able to come away with the steal. So Southwood Wildcats leading 15. Wall Bulldogs 10 at the end of 2. We'll take a quick break and keep right where you got it. We're listening to the My Broadcast Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the My Broadcast Network. On my alerts that you can support the My Broadcast Network by visiting obnradio.com and click the donation button. Also, you can join the Temple of Refuge Ministries Bible studies and service at every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time by dialing 857-777-4411. Again, that's every Tuesday and Thursdays. You're catching the Temple of Refuge Ministries Bible studies set at 7:30 by dialing 857-777-4411. Ready to resume back this high school basketball matchup. The Wildcats have it inbounded. Tried to get the Bulldogs sleeping right there. So now the Bulldogs running more than man here. Out on the court for the Bulldogs, you have Kenny. He's going to pick up the foul right there for the block. Kenny, Stansel, Landers, David Brown III, and Isaac Brown. The 5 out for the Bulldogs. For the Wildcats, you have Akor, as the Wildcats are unable to get the basketball successfully in under their own basket. So the Bulldogs will get possession here after the turnover. You have Marquise Gilliard, Jackson Kershaw, John Jerron, Julius Amokafo, and number 23, Michael Afora for the Wildcats. As air ball by the Bulldogs is going to be a miss. Going to be a stoppage in the play. So it was an air ball by the Bulldogs. And the Wildcats were able to come away with the defensive rebound, push the tempo, but Marquise Gilliard missed a wide open layup, and then they say Akofor hung on the rim, so it's going to be basket interference. So the Bulldogs catch a break and no points come away on that one. So 15-10 is still our score. 7:18 to go here in the second quarter. Quad being guarded tightly by Marcus Gilliard right now. Able to swing it cross court to David Brown III now. Now Brown gets it to Kenny. Kenny misses. Actually, Kenny's going to get a favorable bounce here. 15-12 is our score now. 6:55 to go here in the second quarter. Wildcats swinging the ball, get a three-point attempt from Layton to fall after the good ball movement. So the Wildcats able to return a 2 and a 3. 18-12 is our score. Wildcats on top of the Bulldogs. David Brown being guarded by Layton at the top of the key, swinging it over to Landers. Landers takes one dribble to have to pick it up, now swings it over to Brown. Brown going baseline, swings it over to Stanson for a three-point attempt. It's no good, but rebounded by the Bulldogs. David Brown III swings it back to Isaac, top of the key. Now it's going to just dribble a handoff to Brown. Brown gets it down to Stansel down low. Stansel taking advantage of the mismatch, but no good on the layup. So the Wildcats now have it. Stansel guarding almost away. A long three-point attempt by Layton is no good, but offensive rebound by the Wildcats, and they get another offensive rebound, and it's good to go good for number 3, Jeremiah Luke, following up his miss. So 3 chances. It's going to say Brown carried. So 5:47. 20-12 is our score. Wildcats on top of the Bulldogs. So Luke now swings it over to Layton. Layton swings it over to Taylor in the corner. Now there's an open 3 for Afungue after the good ball movement, but no good with the three-point attempt for the Wildcats. So now Brown and the Bulldogs have it. Brown's going to take a step into a three-point attempt, and that's no good. Rebounded by the Wildcats. Layton at the top. Going to say he traveled with it. Layton thought he had a clean basketball move right there. Got behind the teeth of behind the Bulldogs defense, but to no avail with the travel call. Our score stays the same. 20-12 is our score. Wildcats on top of the Bulldogs. Isaac's going to take a turnaround mid-range. That's going to say no good. Rebounded by the Wildcats. So now the Wildcats pushing it. Luke gets inside. So they get the and one, but no call. 22-10 is our score. Largest lead for the Wildcats. Quad is going to get the floater to fall. Quick 2 points for the Bulldogs. Now cut the lead down to 8. 3-point attempt by Layton is no good. A fight for the rebound is going to be in the possession for the Bulldogs. Brown being guarded by Layton. Swings it over to Isaac Brown. Was that David Brown? Now Isaac Brown going to step into a mid-range shot. Long, no good, but rebounded by Stansel. Stansel trying to get to a strong hand, trying to get the no foul call, but gets it blocked, but gets his own offensive rebound. Swings it over to Layton. Landers for a three-point attempt. That's no good. Long fight for the rebound. Fight for it is Brown, and he's going to get it to fall. Wait, Morgan wants to take a timeout, talk things over. 4 minutes and 8 seconds to go here in the second quarter. The Wildcats of Cy Woods are leading the Bulldogs by a score of 22-16. Again, the Bulldogs came in with a record of 7-14 7-14 overall, 0-5 in conference or district play. As for the Cy Woods Wildcats, came in with a record of 17-8 overall and 1-4 in district play. Again, the Wildcats come in wearing the maroon away jerseys with the Woods in white lettering across a chest, white numbers. As for the Bulldogs, white uniforms with maroon Waller going across the chest, maroon numbers outlined, and black trimming of the white uniforms does have black. So now, concluding the timeout, out on the court for the Bulldogs, number 2, David Brown III, number 4, Robert Kinney, 21, Brandon Landers, number 22, George Dabuya, George Dabuo, and number 33, Andrew Stansel. As Quad Kenny comes away with the steal for the Bulldogs. Landers give it over to the Bayou. The Bayou loses it, and the Wildcats have numbers. Layton's going to get the wide open fast break layup to fall, so the Wildcats are able to extend their lead. 24-16 is our score. Kenny at the top of the key, dribble hands off to Landers. Landers being bumped by the Wildcats defenders as Brown splits it over to Stansel off the nice pick and roll. Stansel gets the layup to fall. 24-18 is our score. As it's going to be an offensive foul, it's going to say number 12, Dolan Deese. Came in out of control, so he's going to be deemed with the offensive foul call. So 18-24 is our score. Wildcats on top. 3 minutes and 8 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Quad Kenny's going to take a 3-point attempt, and that's going to fall for the Bulldogs. So 21-24 is our score. Brown guarding Luke tightly. And that's like the Bulldogs went into a 1-3-1 zone. It's going to easily be broken up by Jeremiah Luke. Gets the layup to fall. 26-21 is the score. Wildcats on top of the Bulldogs. Kenny dribble hands off to Landers. Landers trying to get inside the paint. Now he's going to hand it back to Quad Kenny. Kenny dribbles all the way back to the top of the key. Swings it back to Landers. Landers takes one dribble and forces it. And now he's going to swing it over to the Bayou. The Bayou now dribbles over to Brown. Brown gets it into the side the paint to Stansel. Stansel takes a shot, no good, but offensive rebound for the Bulldogs. Stansel the Bayou's going to get his shot blocked. There's going to be a fight for it. The Bayou's going to come away with the steal, poke at it, lose at it. It's going to get a no good on that attempt. So looking for a travel. Bulldog fans are looking for a foul there. No call though. Do come away with the travel, so it will stay on the Bulldogs side, and they will take it under. We'll say they side on their court. They will take it under their own basket. Stanford's going to come out and take a seat for the Bulldogs, as Isaac Brown will come in for him. Isaac Brown swings it over to David Brown. David Brown swings it to Landers. Landers shoots three, and it's good. 26-24 is our score. So now Gilliard swings it down to Deese. Deese swings it back to Gilliard for the three-point attempt, and that's going to fall. Luckily, Gilliard didn't get a technical foul, throwing a three-point celebration right in front of the Bulldogs bench right there. 29-24 is our score. Quad Kenny's going to now take a three-point attempt, and that's going to fall. Bulldogs and Wildcats trading 3 points back here. 29-27 is our score. 1:20 to go here in the second quarter. The Bulldogs drop down to a 2-3 zone now. It's going to be a three-point attempt by Deese. Deese tried to sell, get the foul call, but no call. So now the Bulldogs come away with the defensive rebound. Brown bringing it over, swings it over to Isaac Brown. Brown gets inside the paint, trying to back down the defender. Going to swing it over to Landers for a three-point attempt, but that's going to fall. Landers had the hot hand, and the Bulldogs regained the lead. 30-29 is our score with 49 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Gilliard now is going to take a long three. It's going to be no good. Rebounded by David Brown III. David Brown swings it over to Kenny. Kenny gets inside the paint. It's going to be fouled. It's only going to be the Wildcats' second foul. So, and it wasn't in the act of shooting. So the Bulldogs will take it underneath their own basket. 34 seconds to go here in the second quarter. The Bulldogs leading by a score of 30-29 over the Wildcats. Brown swings it over to Landers. Landers gets the ball poked at and stolen, comes away with it. Does the Wildcats. Gilliard in the corner is going to be kicked ball by Kenny. So we'll stay possessing Wildcats. Clock's going to stop at 24.8 seconds. So now the Bulldogs Switching up the defense, going to show they're playing man here. Wildcats inbound the ball on their backcourt. Now bring it back to the half court is Gilliard. Marcus Gilliard, that is. Being guarded by David Brown III. 8 seconds to go here. Gets a screen, trying to get inside the paint. Kicks it out to a three-point attempt. And it's going to be no good. Come away with it. Is Landers going to heave along, but it's going to be no good. It's already concluded. The buzzer is down. So the Bulldogs will go into halftime with the lead. Leading by a score of 30-29. We'll take a break. Halftime break. We'll keep it right where you got it. You're listening to the My Broadcast Network. And we'll come back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the My Broadcast Network. About 44 seconds till we get ready to conclude halftime. It's about a different time. No teams have made their way back out onto the court yet. Usually, back in the day, at least teams would come back with a minute or two to at least warm up and get the legs freshened up. I don't know if both teams just get an extended halftime pep talk from their coaches. I don't expect them to put any more clock. It would take time back on the clock to give them to warm up. These officials are ready to go. The Bulldogs were led that first half by Kenny. Robert Kenny had 10 points in the first half, and then Stansel was able to put it in 7. And then Landers had 2 threes, back-to-back threes, that gave Bulldogs the lead and the momentum to end that first half. So 30-29 is our score. The Bulldogs leading now. They will start off the third quarter with the first possession, going from left to right. Brown has it on the right wing, being guarded by Marcus Gilliard. Brown now swings it over to Kenny. Kenny dribble hands off to Landers. Landers gets it to Brown, and Brown's going to be fouled on a layup attempt. Going to say he got fouled by Katie Layton. Layton disagrees, say got all ball, but it's going to send David Brown III to the free throw line. First free throw attempt from Brown is down and good. So he had 2 points in that early first half. So he now gets his point total to 3. 31-29 is our score. Bulldogs on top of the Wildcats. Second free throw attempt from Brown. Swishes through. So 32-29 is our score. Bulldogs on top of the Wildcats. Luke swings it over to his partner, Oakmar is going to swing it over to Layton for a three-point attempt. That's going to rattle it out. Fight for the basketball is going to be last touched by a Bulldog. So the Wildcats will inbound the basketball underneath their own basket. Clock stopped at 7:27. Gilliard swings it over to the freshman, Akufwe. Akufwe gets the teardrop to fall to cut down the Bulldogs' lead, 32-31. It's going to be Stansel. It's going to get the floater to fall down. Bulldogs now leading by a score of 34-31. And the head coach, Chris DeFont, wants to take a timeout and talk things over to get his basketball team in order. As for the Bulldogs, Quentin Morgan is liking what the Bulldogs have done to this start in the third quarter. Came in with a 1-point lead for a second. Got it out to 5 to 3. Thought they were going to be able to extend it right there. But the Wildcats want to slow down the momentum. Now the Wildcats inbound the basketball. It's going to be Gilliard's going to do a nice end-around scoop to get the layup to fall. 33-34 is our score. Bulldogs now leading by 1. Stanton's going to swing over to Brown. That ball is going to be blocked by the freshman. Now the freshman going to try and get a nice defensive play by Isaac Brown to nab at. That's going to be now a three-point attempt. Number 2, Gilliard. So after the missed layup and a fight for the basketball, the Wildcats able to come away with it, and it comes into the hands of a three-point attempt basket made by Gilliard. It's going to be Gilliard was guarding Robert Kinney tight for the 5-second count. That's going to be a turnover, and now the Bulldogs saw they had a lead. Now the Wildcats have a lead. 36-34 is our score. Wildcats on top of the Bulldogs. Out on the floor for the Bulldogs, 21 Landers, 2 Brown III, 10 Isaac Brown, number 3 Andre Stencil, and number 4 Robert Kinney. Bulldogs playing man right now. Stencil guarding Luke triple threat. It's going to get inside the mid-range. It's going to be a long rebound by the Bulldogs. Brown being guarded by Layton tried to deny that pass back to Brown at the top of the key, but Roberts going to be able to get it over to Landers. Landers going to set a screen for Quad. They're trying to see if they can get the mismatch that they want. Landers has a smaller guard on him, but they're going to say Gilliard is going to get caught with the foul for the hold. Landers got to do a better job of sitting still if he wants that post-entry pass. He liked the matchup that he wanted, but didn't command enough space to get the pass in there. So now the Bulldogs have it. Quad being guarded by Luke tightly. Now it's going to try to see if he can give it up to avoid another 5-second count. So now Brown has it. Now it's a double team. It's going to be a fight for it. It's going to see Stancil comes away with it, and then it's going to be fouled by Layton on the layup attempt. A ball that probably should have been in the favor going the other way for the Wildcats. The Bulldogs will take full advantage of it for sure, which will have Stencil to the free throw line. He misses that attempt. So the Bulldogs didn't shoot any free throws attempts in that first half, as their second free throw attempt from Stencil is going to fall. So 36-35 is our score. Wildcats on top of the Bulldogs. Gilliard takes another three-point attempt, but that hits off the right side of the rim. No good. Rebounded by the Bulldogs. Brown now swings it over to Kenny. Kenny swings it back over to Brown. Landers going to do a three-point attempt. Bounces off the backboard, but off the back rim, but no good. Thought that would have been a travel call, but as David Brown was resulting back to his football days, almost intercepted the basketball right there, but couldn't come away with the steal. 36-35 is our score. A long three-point attempt for the Wildcats. Afungwe, that's no good. Rebounded by the Bulldogs. Robert Kinney got away with the moving screen right there. Now it's going to be Isaac Brown tried to needle the pass to Stance. It's going to be inadvertently decision right there. It's going to cost the Bulldogs, as David Brown III made a nice bounce pass to Stancil, but Stancil couldn't get the layup to fall. So it's going to be turning over to points for the Wildcats, and they're able to extend their lead now to 5. We'll have Quentin Morgan for the Bulldogs to take a timeout. So 4:13 to go here in the third quarter. The Wildcats now leading by a score of 40-35 over the Bulldogs. We'll take a quick break. Keep it right where you got it. You're listening to the My Broadcast Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the My Broadcast Network. The Bulldogs will be left with 2 timeouts to finish off the second half, while the Wildcats should be remaining with only 3 total. Well, they're going to say 4 timeouts right now, but it should be probably 3. Those will be valuable towards the end of this contest. I expect this one to be expected to go and play for tightly here on out. The changes been going back and forth here. Bulldogs going to try and see if they can regain the lead here and stop the momentum that the Wildcats have got so far after a late timeout. It seemed like they were able to talk things over as Stancils get the entry pass inside the paint, but it's going to be fouled by Luke. The Wildcats had a slow start to the second half, but after that timeout, there's some missed layups and opportunities that the Bulldogs couldn't extend the lead. The Wildcats were able to take full advantage of it. Bulldogs able to inbound it, and Landers going to swing it to Brown. Brown trying to get a layup attempt, going to not take a favorable bounce for the Bulldogs. Rebound by the Wildcats. 3:43 to go here in the third quarter. Luke gets inside the paint. It's going to be a missed layup attempt. Tipped around for it, and coming away down for it is Landers. Now it's going to be Brown. David Brown swings it over to Isaac Brown. Isaac Brown jump stops. Going to have this ball stolen by Luke. Jeremiah Luke, but not able to sustain full control, so it will stay white ball. Bulldogs basketball. Clock stopped at 3:24. David Brown receives the entry pass in the backcourt, now being guarded by Jeremiah Luke. Tight. Stancil trying to set Brown the screen, but he's dribbling away for it. So now Landers gives it and swings it down to Stancil. Stancil has the defender up in the air and gets the reverse layup to fall. 40-37 is our score. John Taylor had it for a moment, now swings it over to Luke. Now he gets it back from Luke, gets inside the paint, doesn't get the layup to fall. Now Luke has it. The Bulldogs have numbers if they push it. Kawhi swings it over to Brown. Brown swings it over to Landers for the three-point attempt, and it's no good. A fight for it. I was going to say it already touched the line. So go possession to the Wildcats. The Wildcats going to have some substitutions. Two come out, two come in. The two coming in would be number 25, Gerard, and number 1, KD Layton. The Bulldogs get a late substitution in number 22, George Dubayu. He'll come take a check in and give Stancil a quick breather. So 2:40 to go here in the third quarter. The Wildcats leading by a score of 40-37 over the Bulldogs. Gilliard dribbling the ball right there at the top of the key, trying to direct offense. Now swings it and gets it into the paint. Now Gilliard's going to swing it over to Layton. Layton tried to get a post dribble pass, but tipped away. And finally, the Wildcats come away with it. And now it's going to be number 10, Marcus Gilliard. That's going to be, say he got fouled as he tries to get the mid-range to fall. So he got hacked in the process of it. So it's going to stop the clock at 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Going to say no shot. So they'll assess it. So there's going to end up being no points for the Wildcats. The shooter had a lane violation, had his toe over the line, so he ended up making the first one, but it's going to be no good. As the officials are just talking over with the score. Okay, so as they get the assess, so they stopped the play for a foul, and it ended up being the 5th personal foul for the Wildcats. So that's going to send the Bulldogs to the free throw line for the 1-on-1. So the Bulldogs catch a break. They technically go 0 for 2 from the free throw line, and the lead will stay 40-37. So it's not 1-on-1. So they're shooting 2 shots. So as Brown goes 0 for 2 from the line, So the score will remain the same, 40-37. Here go here in the third quarter. The Bulldogs drop down into a 1-3-1 now. The baseline runner is number 5, Caden Shergill. It's a corner three-point attempt by Layton. Long fight for the rebound is Brown. And Brown had it swiped away for a second, but able to regain possession. Gives it over to Robert Kenny. Kenny's now going to set up the offense. Swings it over to David Brown III. Brown swings it to the Bayou. Bayou swings it back to Brown. Brown's going to step into a three-point. It's going to be no good. Defensive rebound by number 2, Marcus Gilliard. Gilliard thought about pushing the tempo, but kicks it out. Now it's going to be a corner three from Marcus Gilliard. That's no good. Fell short. Now 3-point attempt by number 11, Jaden Taylor falls. So the lead now for the Wildcats, 43-37 is our score. 1 minute and 8 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Brown, dribble penetrating, swings it over, and got it over to Isaac Brown and had that swipe stolen away. Coming away with the steal and points is KD Layton. 45-37 is our score. 51 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Kenny swings it over to Stancil. Excuse me, that's Shergill. Shergill gets inside the paint. It took a shot attempt that falls no good. The Bayou comes away with it, throws it away, and comes away are the Wildcats. 3-on-1 opportunity, coming away with it, making the layup count. It's Caden Layton for the Wildcats. 26 seconds to go here. The lead now is 10 for the Wildcats. 47-37 is our score. Shergill inside, doesn't get the free throw, doesn't get the layup to fall. The Wildcats try to steal it, and now it's going to be a rim grazer dunk from Marquise Gilliard, and Gilliard's able to extend the largest lead for the Wildcats. Some sloppy basketball right there. The Bulldogs were able to come away with the steal right there, and then they just turned it right back over into the hands of the Wildcats to get the last second basket and to extend their lead. And that will take us to the fourth quarter where the Wildcats are leading the Bulldogs by a score of 49-37. We'll take a quick break. Keep right where you got it. Listening to the Mike Broadcast Network, the voice of student athletics. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the start of the fourth quarter, where the Bulldogs were only able to put up 7 points in that third quarter. And now the lead that they had is diminished. And now trailing by a score of 49-37 to the Sidewoods Wildcats. 3-point attempt by John is an air ball rebound by Stancil. Quad. Kenny now has the basketball for the Bulldogs. Goes behind the back, gets inside, kicks it out to Brown. Brown kicks it back out to Kenny. Kenny going to swing it over to Brown. Brown has it to Landers. Landers going to swing it over to Isaac Brown. Isaac Brown triple threat. Lost the dribble for a second. Now kicks it over to Kenny once again. It's going to swing it over to Landers. Landers triple threat. Jump stops. It's going to be no good. It's going to be a rebound for the Wildcats. It's going to say David Brown's going to get deemed with the blocking foul right there.
Foul number 2, David Brown, the third.
So we'll stop the clock at 7 minutes and 16 seconds. The Wildcats will get some substitutions in.
And number 4, Jackson Kershaw.
Luke swings it over to Gorfer. Gorfer swings it back now. Kashaw swings it over to Ofer. Ofer is going to get the layup to take a favorable bounce and fall through the netting. 51-37 is our score. Wildcats on top of the Bulldogs. Kenny swings it over to Isaac Brown. Isaac Brown tried to get the bounce pass to Stancil in the hands of David Brown. David Brown makes a cross-court pass to Kenny. Kenny going to get slapped on the back of the arm, able to maintain the possession, but it's going to stop the possession right here. And the Bulldogs will take it out on the side. 6:35 to go here in the fourth quarter. Kenny Gets inside the paint. It's going to take a runner. Floater no good. Rebounded by Stancil. And it's going to say he got fouled. So Stancil will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. So the 5 out on the court for the Wildcats. You have number 1, Katie Layton. Number 4, Jackson Kershaw. Number 5, John Jerome. Number 23, Michael Okafor. And number 3, Jeremiah Luke. As Andrew Stancil gets the first free throw. Fall through. 51-38 is our score. Second one swishes through. 51-39 is our score. Wildcats on top of the Bulldogs. Jeremiah Love comes away with the loose basketball. Swings it over to Layton. Layton gets a dribble pass entry to Okafor. Okafor gets the layup to fall. 53-39 is our score. Stancil trying to catch and get behind the defense, but Brown put a little bit too much air on that throw. It's going to be a turnover for the Bulldogs. Possession now Wildcats. Luke dribbling the ball at the top of the key, gets inside the paint, takes one step, is going to get the layup to fall, and has a chance to complete the three-point play. Got fouled by Landers. It's only the Bulldogs' second team foul here. So 6 minutes and 2 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. 55-39 is our score. Free throw switches through for Luke. So 56-39 is our score. Wildcats on top of the Bulldogs. Brown being guarded by Layton tightly. Just now got the 5-second count, but once the 5-second count started, threw it over to Isaac Brown, trying to take advantage of the size advantage, and now throws it down to Luke. That's Brown swings it over to Kenny. Kenny now swings it over to Landers. Now Kenny's going to take a three-point attempt. That air ball's no good, but coming away with the offensive rebound is David Brown III. 56-41 is our score. Layton's going to shoot a three-point attempt, and that falls. So 59-41 is our score. Kenny being double-teamed. He's going to throw that off of a Wildcat, so it will stay possession for the Bulldogs. $5:10 to go here. Isaac Brown gets the entry pass, gets the three-pointer shot to not fall. Rebound for the Wildcats. Gilliard has it at the top of the key, swings it to number 12, Deese. Deese dribbles inside, paint, and gets the heavily contested layup to fall. 61-41 is our score. The largest lead tonight for the Wildcats. Kenny swings it over to Stancil for a three-point attempt, and that falls. As Clinton Morgan wants to take a timeout and talk things over. So stop the clock at 4 minutes and 35 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. The Bulldogs will be left with the one timeout, as the Wildcats will have 3 timeouts remaining. We'll take a quick break, but keep it right where you got it. You're listening to the My Broadcast Network. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the My Broadcast Network. Bulldogs came in with the record of 7-14, 0-5 in district play, trying to see if they can get their first win here. 61-44 Wildcats on top of the Bulldogs. Bulldogs were in a zone right now, and the Wildcats are just going to easily, smartly just play keep away, but now it's going to be a three-point attempt by Deese's. Long and no good, rebounded by Kenny for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs have to try to see if they can get quick points. A lot of dribbling being done by Kenny. Now he swings it over to Brown. Brown swings it. That's David Brown swings it to Isaac Brown. Isaac Brown gets inside the paint, and he's going to say he got fouled. Wildcats are pleading for a jump ball. Luckily, the mouthing of the Wildcats didn't get them a technical foul right there. First free throw for Isaac Brown falls through, so the Bulldogs right now have a chance to cut into the lead with the clock stopped. Second one swishes through for Isaac Brown, so 46 for the Bulldogs, 61 for the Wildcats. Bulldogs almost came away with the steal right there. The Bulldogs thought, they're saying that was a tip right there. It should have been a backcourt violation because Layton ended up tipping it backcourt, but nevertheless Layton ends up getting an open three-point attempt and it falls. So the Wildcats are able to extend their lead back to 64-46. Back to 18. Quad lost the dribble, tried to make a pass, and then just had to force a shot, airballed it. Rebound by Stencil. Stencil couldn't get the second chance points to fall, and then had another fight for it, and then coming away with it was the Wildcats. Mid-range shot attempt is no good by the Wildcats guard. It's going to fall out of bounds, but will stay in possession for the Wildcats. Clock stopped at 2 minutes and 55 seconds. There's a little stoppage in the play right there. A little confusion as Landon follows his long three-point attempt. So now the Bulldogs has a fight for it. So now Kenny finally comes away with it. Kenny trying to set up the offense, being guarded by Luke. Jeremiah Luke, that is. Quad. Kenny swings it over to Stansel, but that's Gilliard stepping right in front of the passing lane, and Gilliard's going to get the fast break layup to fall to extend the lead back to 20 for the Wildcats. Go out of bounds. Going to stay for possession for the Bulldogs. Now the Bulldogs able to inbound the basketball. Landers to Brown, third. Brown third at the top of the key. Swings it over to Isaac Brown. Isaac Brown now going to take a mid-range turnaround. No good. Long rebounded by the Wildcats. It's going to be a Okafor tried to get a dunk attempt but lost the basketball. But able to keep possession was the Wildcats, and able to come away with 2 points. So 68-46 is our score. It's Landis. Gonna kick it out to Isaac Brown, and the three-point attempt is no good. Fight for it. Landis comes away with it. Hits the back of the rim, no good. Another fight for it. It's going to stay here on the possession for the Bulldogs. So we'll stop the clock at 1 minute and 16 seconds. Wildcats making some substitutions. Wildcats had 6 players on the court. The last one is Jeremiah Luke finally got off. So Landis is going to be charged with the offensive foul right there, leaning his shoulder.
Offensive foul on number 21.
Turnover Bulldogs. Wildcats are just going to pass this one around and dribble out the clock. Just now got under 59 seconds. As I say that, they tried to penetrate and dribble inside the paint, but that was going to be stolen. Landers going to just throw up a shot attempt, but it's going to be probably just out of frustration, but doesn't get it to fall. 44 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter, and it's going to be a three-point attempt by Taylor that's no good. as Landis just heaves another shot attempt. Layup doesn't fall for the Bulldogs, as Julius Ogufe is able to get the dunk to extend the lead now, 70-46. Brown gets the 3-point, falls, doesn't get the fall, as Stansel gets the and one, but no calls. That will conclude matters here, as Cypresswood Wildcats will extend their overall record to 18-8, 2-4 in district play, as the Bulldogs will fall to 7-15 overall and 0-6 in district play. Their next matchup that we will bring to you for the boys' side of things will be on January 27th at 7 p.m. is when the tip-off is supposed to start. They will be taking on the Cy Ranch Mustangs. But that will conclude matters here. I am Philip Prince, today announcer for the game. Bulldogs fall short by a score of 70-48 to the Sidewoods Wildcats. But thank you for tuning in today's broadcast. Until then, be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.